Allah hasbunallahu, Allah hasbunallahu, Allah hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakilu. Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga
Allah, hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga
Ya alwadud ya zal arshil majid ya Allah, ya mubdi ya mu'id garkuwa ka yau Allah.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Kare mu sharrika na mutum koko aljani har mugun gani da ji alkafi tsare Allah.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Kai ne kake da iko, kai ne kake da mulki, ya almaluku albaki dawamar da shi amma.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Duk mai nufi ga sharri kan Abba ko dare rana, barru mun haɗa ka da shi ga ka gashi ya Allah.
Hasbunallahu.
My name is Honorable Aminu Aminu Mai Famfo from Nasarawa local government. Some of the achievements recently we have from the Executive Governor of Kano State, especially before he was won for the election. He mentioned some works that when he win the election to execute those projects. One of the projects is the one he did in one of the hospitals, which is called Hasia Bayero. When you know about Hasia Bayero history, you know that hospital was sold by an individual, and the executive governor, when he came as an indigent, someone who has passion for the people of Kano, he looked at it and said, why was this main property will be sold by an individual? Then he revoked the property and renovated to the highly standard. To the highly standard, and that particular property is built merely for more than 50 years. The people of Kano State are benefiting, and it's a childhood hospital, and now he renovated. People are using it, and those people are using it are not people from other states. They are people mainly from Kano State. So this is one of the projects. And secondly, when you look at the 5 kilometers from other local governments, 5 kilometers was neglected by the previous governor. And when the executive governor, Abubakar Yusuf, came back in power, he looked at the 5 kilometers, the importance of that 5 kilometers, because they are benefiting by the rural people. And he told the contractors that they should go back on duty and make sure that 5 kilometers has came, let it be well renovated and standard, so that the people in the rural area will benefit it. And secondly, when you look at the semi-empowerment the executive governor did, recently we shared some rams, some to some women and men, goats and sheep for the people, so that they can go back to their places and benefit those animals. When you look at our roads, before Abubakar Yusuf came in power, most of the roads had been spoiled. And when he came back through karma, look at how they tried their best and see how they can renovate the roads. And secondly, which I'm sure, especially, let me come up the issue of students. Look at what we did about recent benefit by most of the Bayero students, Bayero University students, the main people, the indigenous of Kano State. Look at what he did to them. Most of them, they don't have the opportunity to pay that huge amount of money based on the increment. They have unnecessary increment based on and secondly, the challenges we have in the nation, and they increase the money, which I know most of them, they cannot have the opportunity to pay that money, because some of the students, they pay themselves. They went out and do some other things and get the money and pay for their school fees. Some of them, their parents, they don't have that opportunity, that money to pay for them. And Abba Kabir overlooked it, and he was the first governor in Nigeria, and that decided, okay, I will pay more than 7,000 students in Kano State, and he paid their school fees. Secondly, he came to our local universities. Look at our local universities. How much are they paying? Previously they increased their fees, and he came to power and looked at it and said, based on the challenges we have in the nation, and he reduced the amount to 50%. Who are they benefiting? Are they not the people of Kano State? It's not our achievement. One thing, when there's a nation, you look at the people around. Are the elderly people? Are the youth? Now we know the youth oversee the numbers of elderly people in the nation. The most important thing to them is education. If the people are not educated, we have high level of crimes, high level of different behaviors and different attitudes. But when people are educated, definitely you are investing to those people.
What is your call for Kano State people to see how they have joined hands together and pray for Almighty Allah guide to the executive government to continue cutting away a lot of project and infrastructure for the benefit of our people?
So thank you, because let me say about when you talk about the people in Kano, recently for the coming of Abba Kabir, I had a lot of people in Kano, some of them who are maybe think at it negatively the issue of these demolitions. Abba Kabir demolished some of the properties in Kano State. Definitely, as a governor, as an educated person, you can't just come and do something without reasons. Well, the reason is those properties are mainly from Kano, and they are not abandoned properties. Some of them that are useful properties by the people of Kano, and the previous governor came and reshaping the system. Especially when you look at the building in Daula Hotel. Daula Hotel was a school, and people who are studying there, they are people in Kano State. And when he came and looked at it, I said, okay, he threw these people away without relocating them, without having any decision for them, and tarnished the school. When he tarnished the school and built a personal property to himself, and that personal property to himself will not benefit the people of Kano, he will benefit for himself. This is the reason why, with the proper investigation and reasons, Abba Kabir Yusuf came and revoked that property and has an intention, maybe after revoking, after everything, he came and do what is good for the people of Kano State. Secondly, there's a lot of tattered about the issue of judgment in Kano State. Recently, we conducted a prayer, and that prayer we conducted a prayer because we know there is so much of challenges in the people of Kano State. Not even people of Kano State, the whole nation have challenges, how people are suffering with hunger and poverty. And this is the reason why we call the attention of the people, the lovers, that we should come and pray for our nation. We should pray for our state. We should pray for our leaders. Let them have passion for us. Now, there's a lot of their judgment. Most of the governors, they're in tribunal. Some of them, they won their election, but their oppositions disagreed with the victory, and they went to the courts. They want to use some terminologies so that they'll reject that victory and get and collect from them. But for us in Kano State, we knew we are in tribunal, and the judge, we are hoping for her that she had the God fearing and she do what is right. And even before that, talking about rumor politics, it goes with the rumor. And in the previous, when Abbas Kabir Yusuf before the election, there's a lot of propaganda, a lot of rumor that even when he won the election, we are not going to grant him the victory. And the time came, Abba Kabir Yusuf won his election. When he won the election, and they came up with another rumor that we are not going, the INEC will not conduct a certificate to him. That rumor come to pass. Abba won came to go to INEC and receive his certificate, and it has passed. And secondly, now it has come to another rumor that they are going to collect the victory in the court, in the tribunal court, which I know the victory of Abba Kabir Yusuf is a victory of more than 15 million people in Kano State. And it's not a decision of Abba alone or Kokosia alone. It's a decision of people of Kano State that came out in mass. We know voters, people who don't understand, voters is not only by politicians. Voters is by individuals, by citizens who will come out and make the decision. And people of Kano State, more than 50,000 people, came out and made their decision. And Abba won his election, which I know the tribunal panel will look at it and see and do what is right, which I don't have doubt that there will be an injustice. No. Definitely justice must be made, because even in the previous time, during 2019, Abba won his election and he went to the courts. Those people who do all those terminologies, where are they now? I'm assured you, if they can come back in power, if they can have opportunity, they can come up and repeat themselves. They will do what is right, because what they did, where is it now? Some of them, they're even no more. So people of Kano should forget about all those propagandas that they will collect the vote, they will win the election, they will collect the vote, they will throw Abba out of the government victory. So they should forget about that. Let us wait for the time and see what the judgment will be.
Foreign youth and women, particularly during election campaign. So we'd like to know, what's your next plan after this election? What's your next plan?
Issue of empowerment, issue of assisting an individual is an habitual. And being in power, definitely we are going to do even more than what we did in the previous time. So, which I'm sure now we have a governor who has a passion, a governor who has love for the people of Kano. We are going to advise him, especially the kind of empowerment that will touch human being. Recently we did, before the election, we did a lot of empowerment, which I'm still proud of it. Why? Because it changed people's lives. It changed a lot of people's lives. People I see around me, people I don't even know about where they are. Sometimes somebody will see me on the street. I will see him in a very good light. They will tell me that, oh, this is you. Please, I'm so person. I'm the one that you are seeing in the past with so amount of money or with so this, which I'm so proud of that. And I'm assure you, Abba Kabir Yusuf will come with system much better than the one we did in the previous. Those that we started now is just 10 days in power in office. We have a long time to go. And inshallah, people of Kano should expect more from our leader.
Allah hasbunallahu, Allah hasbunallahu, Allah hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakilu, hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Hasbunallahu,
Allah alwadud ya zal arshil majid ya Allah, ya mubdi ya mu'id garkuwa kayo Allah.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Kare mu sharrika na mutum ko aljani, har mugun gani da ji alkafi tsare Allah.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Kai ne kake da iko, kai ne kake da mulki, ya almaluku albaki dawamar da shi Allah.
Hasbunallahu, Allahu ga Abba.
Duk mai nufi ga sharri kan Abba ko dare rana, ban mun haɗa ka da shi ga ka gashi ya Allah.
Hasbunallahu, Allah.